Eating protein daily, yet still waking up puffy and drained? That's not normal aging. Many people do everything they believe is right. They eat protein at every meal, try to stay active, and avoid obvious junk food. Still, they wake up with a swollen face, tight fingers, a heavy body feeling, and low energy that follows them all day. Some notice brain fog, slow thinking, or a strange sense of fullness even when they haven't overeaten. These signs are often brushed off as stress, poor sleep, or getting older. But in many cases, something else is happening inside the body. Your kidneys play a major role in how light or heavy you feel. They help remove waste, balance fluids, and manage minerals in the blood. When this process is not working smoothly, fluids can stay trapped, waste can build up, and the body starts sending signals through bloating, puffiness, and fatigue. Protein is closely tied to this process because every type of protein creates waste that your kidneys must handle. The problem is that not all protein affects the kidneys the same way. Some protein sources come with extra phosphorus, high sodium, artificial additives, or are harder to digest. These factors increase the workload on the kidneys, even if the protein itself seems healthy. Two people can eat the same amount of protein and feel very different depending on the source and how it is prepared. The goal here is simple and practical. It is not about extreme diets or cutting protein out completely. It is about choosing lean protein options that support the kidneys instead of quietly stressing them. When the kidneys are supported, many people notice they feel lighter, less swollen, more clear-headed, and less toxic overall. This approach is realistic, food-based, and focused on everyday choices, not complicated rules. And it starts by understanding one important truth. Because one healthy protein choice might be silently overloading your kidneys every single day. Your kidneys aren't a filter. They're a full-time chemistry lab. Every minute of the day, your kidneys are working to keep your internal environment stable. They filter your blood, remove waste products, control fluid levels, balance minerals like sodium and potassium, and help regulate blood pressure. Instead of simply catching toxins, they constantly decide what stays in your body and what needs to leave through urine. This process requires precision, energy, and healthy kidney tissue. Protein plays a major role in this system. When your body uses protein, it breaks it down into amino acids. During this process, nitrogen waste is produced. That waste must be converted and eliminated, and your kidneys are responsible for clearing it from your blood. This is normal and necessary. Problems arise when the workload becomes too heavy or too constant. This is where many people get confused. They focus only on how much protein they eat, not on what comes with that protein. Kidney workload depends on several factors working together. Protein quality matters. Phosphorus levels matter. Sodium content matters. Additives and preservatives matter. Even the way protein is cooked can increase or reduce stress on the kidneys. All of these factors combine to determine how hard your kidneys must work after each meal. When sodium intake is high, the body holds onto water. This increases blood volume and pressure, forcing the kidneys to work harder to maintain balance. Over time, this strain can lead to fluid retention, puffiness, and that heavy bloated feeling many people experience in the morning or by evening. This is not about a quick cleanse or flushing toxins overnight. The goal is to support normal kidney filtration, so waste removal happens efficiently and smoothly day after day. Now here's what most people don't realize. The biggest problem isn't protein. It's what comes with it. If you only change one thing, change this, because it's what damages kidneys faster than meat itself. Most people blame protein when kidney issues or bloating show up. They cut back on eggs, meat, or fish and assume that less protein automatically means less stress on the body. But for many people, protein is not the real problem. The real issue is the hidden load that comes with many protein meals. This load quietly increases kidney stress even when the protein itself seems healthy. The biggest hidden stressors are phosphorus additives, high sodium sauces, and processed seasonings. Phosphorus is a mineral your body needs in small amounts, but your kidneys must tightly control how much stays in your blood. When phosphorus intake is high, the kidneys are forced to work harder to keep levels balanced. Over time, this constant pressure can weaken kidney function. What makes this worse is the type of phosphorus found in many processed foods. Natural phosphorus in whole foods is absorbed slowly and only partly by the body. In contrast, inorganic phosphorus additives used in processed foods are absorbed almost completely. This means your kidneys receive a sudden heavy mineral load that they cannot easily regulate. These additives hide in foods people eat every day. Deli meats often contain phosphorus preservatives. Flavored frozen fish may look healthy but can carry added salts and phosphate stabilizers. Bottled marinades, sauces, and seasoning blends frequently combine sodium and phosphorus in concentrated amounts. Even small servings can push kidney workload much higher than expected. This hidden load explains why people often say they feel toxic without knowing why. Excess sodium causes water retention, leading to swelling and heaviness. High phosphorus contributes to mineral imbalance. Together, they promote low-level inflammation and slow waste removal. When elimination becomes sluggish, the body holds on to what it should release, creating fatigue, bloating, and mental fog. The key insight is simple. When the hidden load is removed, the kidneys are no longer overwhelmed, and protein can be used for repair instead of becoming a burden. So if we remove the hidden load, what proteins become the cleanest and easiest for kidneys to handle? First one is shockingly simple. This protein gives your body what it needs, without dragging extra baggage into your bloodstream. Egg whites are one of the cleanest protein sources available for people who want to support kidney function. They provide high-quality protein with very little fat and usually less phosphorus than many other animal-based proteins. This combination matters because it allows your body to get essential amino acids without forcing the kidneys to deal with excess minerals or heavy metabolic waste. Protein is needed for tissue repair, enzyme production, and maintaining muscle mass. Egg whites supply these benefits in a simple form that is easy for the body to use. Because they contain mostly pure protein, they help meet daily protein needs while keeping the overall kidney workload lower. This makes them especially useful for people who feel heavy or swollen after protein-rich meals. Egg whites fit easily into daily routines. They work well at breakfast when the body needs light, digestible protein to start the day. They also make a good option for a light dinner or a post-walk meal when you want nourishment without feeling weighed down. Many people notice they feel more comfortable and less bloated when egg whites replace heavier protein choices. A practical way to use egg whites is to lightly scramble them with fresh herbs and non-starchy vegetables. Ingredients like spinach, bell peppers, onions, or zucchini add fiber and hydration without adding sodium or mineral stress. Cooking them gently keeps digestion smooth and reduces unnecessary strain on the kidneys. What matters just as much is what you do not add. Pairing egg whites with salty cheese, processed meats, or bottled sauces quickly cancels their kidney-friendly advantage. These extras introduce sodium and additives that increase water retention and kidney workload. Egg whites can be a powerful support, but they are not automatically helpful in every form. But here's the catch. If you prepare egg whites the wrong way, you can destroy the benefit before it even reaches your kidneys. 2 egg white breakfasts can look identical, but one makes you feel lighter, and the other keeps you puffy. How egg whites are prepared determines whether they truly support your kidneys or quietly work against them. Cooking matters because it affects how easily your body can digest and use the protein. Properly cooked egg whites allow amino acids to be absorbed efficiently, which means the body can use them for repair instead of leaving excess waste for the kidneys to manage. Poor preparation can make digestion harder and increase unnecessary strain. One of the biggest problems comes from hidden sodium. Many people add seasoning blends, ketchup, or salty sauces without thinking. Even bread served on the side can contain large amounts of sodium. This extra salt causes the body to hold onto water, leading to swelling in the face, hands, and abdomen. When sodium is high, the kidneys must work harder to restore balance, which defeats the purpose of choosing egg whites in the first place. The solution is simple. Use seasonings that add flavor without sodium. Lemon juice adds brightness and helps reduce the need for salt. Black pepper, garlic, paprika, and fresh or dried herbs enhance taste while keeping the meal kidney-friendly. These options allow egg whites to stay clean and supportive instead of becoming a source of fluid retention. Building a kidney-supportive plate also matters. Pair egg whites with hydrating vegetables like zucchini, cucumber, tomatoes, or leafy greens. Add a moderate portion of simple carbohydrates such as plain toast, oats, or rice to provide energy without overloading digestion. This balance helps the body process the meal smoothly. When prepared this way, many people notice clear differences. Morning swelling reduces, energy feels steadier, and that heavy, sluggish feeling fades. The body feels lighter because the kidneys are no longer forced to manage unnecessary stress. Now, the second lean protein works differently. It doesn't just reduce kidney load, it calms the inflammation that slowly damages filters. If your kidneys are struggling, it's often not because they're weak, it's because they're inflamed. Inside your kidneys are millions of tiny filtering units that handle blood every moment of the day. These filters are delicate. When they are healthy, they allow waste to pass out while keeping important nutrients inside the body. But when inflammation is present, these filters become irritated and damaged. Over time, repeated inflammation causes scarring, and scarred filters cannot clean the blood as efficiently. This gradual damage often happens silently, long before serious kidney problems are diagnosed. Inflammation does not come from one source alone. It builds up through daily habits, especially food choices. High intake of saturated fat increases inflammatory signals in the body. Ultra-processed foods introduce chemicals, preservatives, and oxidized fats that irritate tissues. High-heat cooking methods, such as deep frying or heavy charring, create compounds that further stress the kidneys. When these factors combine, the kidneys are forced to work in an inflamed environment, which accelerates filtration decline. This explains why some protein sources cause harm even when eaten in moderate amounts. Processed meats often contain inflammatory fats, sodium, and additives that burden the kidneys from multiple angles. Deep-fried proteins absorb damaged oils that increase oxidative stress. Heavy sauces and gravies add salt, sugar, and preservatives that promote water retention and swelling. In these cases, protein becomes part of the problem, not because of the protein itself, but because of the inflammatory package surrounding it. Here is the major shift in thinking. The goal is not simply to choose lean protein, but to choose protein that actively reduces inflammation while remaining easy for the kidneys to process. A truly kidney-supportive protein should limit saturated fat, avoid additives, digest easily, and calm inflammatory responses instead of triggering them. When inflammation is reduced, kidney filters experience less stress. Blood flows more smoothly, waste removal improves, and fluid balance becomes easier to maintain. This is when people notice less puffiness, better energy, and a lighter overall feeling. So, which protein hits both targets, lean and anti-inflammatory, without being heavy on minerals? It's the cleanest fish choice most people ignore. This is the lightest animal protein your kidneys can process, and that matters more than you think. White fish such as cod, tilapia, and haddock are often overlooked, yet they fit extremely well into kidney-friendly eating patterns. These fish provide lean protein with very low saturated fat, which makes them easier for the body to break down and use. Because digestion is simpler, less metabolic waste is produced, and the kidneys have an easier job clearing what remains. The clean profile of white fish is what makes it valuable. It delivers protein without excess heaviness. Unlike dense or fatty meats, white fish does not sit heavily in the digestive system. This smoother digestion can help reduce the buildup of waste products that contribute to bloating, fatigue, and that weighed-down feeling many people experience after protein-rich meals. White fish also contains nutrients that support overall balance. Selenium plays an important antioxidant role in the body and helps protect cells from stress caused by normal metabolic processes. Some white fish provide small amounts of omega-3 fats, which are known for supporting healthy inflammatory responses. While white fish is not a treatment or cure, these nutrients help create a more supportive environment for kidney function when eaten as part of a balanced diet. From a practical point of view, white fish is easy to include. Having it 2 to 3 times per week works well for general wellness. It can replace heavier protein choices at lunch or dinner without leaving you feeling hungry or uncomfortable. Many people notice they feel lighter and less swollen after meals centered around white fish compared to richer options. It is important to keep expectations realistic. White fish supports kidney-friendly eating habits, but it is not a medical solution. Its value comes from being gentle, simple, and low in the things that quietly stress the kidneys. However, this benefit disappears quickly when one common mistake is made. But there's a big mistake people make with fish that turns it from kidney-friendly into kidney-stressing instantly. You didn't ruin the fish. The coating and sauce did. White fish often loses its kidney-friendly advantage because of how it is prepared. Deep frying is one of the biggest problems. The oils used for frying break down at high temperatures and turn into inflammatory fats that place extra stress on the body. Breading adds another issue, as it usually contains large amounts of sodium. Bottled sauces and marinades then pile on even more salt, preservatives, and sometimes added phosphorus, all of which increase kidney workload. High heat also plays a role. Frying and heavy charring create harmful compounds that the body must neutralize and eliminate. This process increases oxidative stress and inflammation, making the kidneys work harder to maintain balance. Instead of being a light protein, the fish becomes a heavy metabolic burden. Better cooking methods preserve the benefits of white fish. Baking at moderate temperatures keeps the protein easy to digest. Steaming and poaching allow the fish to cook gently without adding fats or sodium. Air frying can also work when little or no oil is used. These approaches limit the formation of harmful compounds and keep digestion smooth. Flavor does not need to come from salt or sauces. Lemon juice adds freshness and reduces the need for seasoning. Garlic, chili flakes, herbs, and black pepper create depth without increasing sodium. Vinegar-based marinades, when used sparingly, add taste while staying kidney-conscious. A simple meal example is baked cod, seasoned with lemon and herbs, served with a fresh cucumber salad and a moderate portion of plain rice. This combination provides protein, hydration, and energy without overwhelming the kidneys. Preparation determines whether whitefish supports your body or quietly works against it. Now, the third protein is the most popular. But if you choose the wrong cut or cook it wrong, it can backfire harder than you expect. Chicken is not automatically clean. Some chicken meals are basically sodium bombs. Chicken is often recommended as a healthy protein, and in its natural form, it can be. The problem starts when chicken is processed, pre-seasoned, or heavily altered before it reaches your plate. Many chicken nuggets, deli slices, and frozen seasoned chicken products contain large amounts of sodium and phosphorus additives. These ingredients are added to improve flavor, texture, and shelf life, but they quietly increase kidney stress. Sodium plays a major role in how heavy or light your body feels. When sodium intake is high, the body holds on to water to dilute it. This leads to swelling in the face, hands, and abdomen. Increased fluid also raises blood pressure, which puts extra strain on the delicate blood vessels inside the kidneys. Over time, this pressure makes it harder for the kidneys to filter efficiently. Phosphorus additives add another layer of stress. Unlike natural phosphorus found in whole foods, additives are absorbed quickly and almost completely. This forces the kidneys to work harder to regulate mineral balance. Even moderate portions of processed chicken can deliver a mineral load that overwhelms kidney function. Cooking methods can make the situation worse. Grilling chicken over very high heat or charring it for long periods creates harmful compounds that increase inflammation. These compounds must be processed and eliminated, adding to the kidney's workload. What begins as a lean protein can turn into a source of metabolic stress simply because of how it is cooked. The rule that makes the difference is simple. Choose skinless chicken, avoid processed and pre-seasoned versions, and cook it gently. Minimal processing, moderate heat, and simple preparation keep chicken supportive instead of harmful. When done correctly, chicken can provide steady energy and nourishment without causing bloating or fluid retention. So what's the best way to eat chicken breast that supports energy, reduces bloating, and avoids hidden kidney stress? This protein is boring for a reason, because it's predictable, clean, and easy on the system. Skinless chicken breast is one of the most reliable protein choices when the goal is to eat in a kidney-friendly way. It provides a high amount of protein in a relatively small portion, which helps meet daily needs without overeating. Because it contains very little saturated fat, it does not promote the inflammation that makes kidney filtration more difficult over time. This makes it a strong option for stable, repeatable meals. Another advantage is consistency. Chicken breast behaves the same way in the body when it is prepared simply. It digests smoothly, supports muscle and tissue repair, and does not create the heavy, sluggish feeling that often follows richer protein meals. For people who feel bloated or swollen after eating, this predictability matters. How it is cooked makes a clear difference. Baking chicken breast at moderate temperatures keeps the protein structure gentle and easy to digest. Simmering or poaching works well for people who want the lightest possible option. Light pan cooking with a small amount of oil can also be fine when heat is controlled. The goal is to cook it thoroughly without burning or drying it out. Seasoning should stay simple. A basic combination of garlic, ginger, lemon juice, black pepper, and herbs adds flavor without adding sodium or additives. This keeps the meal supportive rather than stressful for the kidneys. Avoid pre-made sauces or seasoning packets that undo the benefits. Balancing the plate is just as important. Pair chicken breast with fiber-rich vegetables and hydration-supporting foods like cucumber or zucchini. These help with digestion and fluid balance. Adding a moderate portion of simple carbohydrates can provide energy without overwhelming the system. A simple weekly plan works best. Using skinless chicken breast 3 to 4 times per week keeps protein intake steady and manageable, especially when rotated with other lean options. But none of these proteins will help, not even a little, if you keep making one preparation mistake that secretly triples the workload. You're not failing because of protein. You're failing because of the extras you pour on top. Sodium is the most common reason kidney-friendly meals stop being kidney-friendly. When sodium intake rises, the body holds on to water to dilute it. This extra fluid increases blood volume, which raises blood pressure. Higher pressure forces the kidneys to work harder to filter blood and maintain balance. Over time, this constant strain makes it easier for swelling, puffiness, and fatigue to appear. Many people add sodium without realizing it. Soy sauce is a major source, even in small amounts. Ketchup, bottled marinades, and packaged seasoning blends often contain more salt than expected. Bouillon cubes and flavor packets are especially concentrated, delivering large doses of sodium in just one serving. These additions can turn an otherwise clean protein meal into a heavy burden for the kidneys. The good news is that flavor does not require salt. A low-sodium flavor system works by layering different tastes. Acids like lemon juice or vinegar brighten food and reduce the need for seasoning. Aromatics, such as garlic and onion, build depth. Heat from black pepper or chili flakes adds intensity. Fresh or dried herbs provide aroma and complexity. When combined, these elements create satisfying flavor without stressing the kidneys. Reading labels becomes important with this approach. A simple rule of thumb is to avoid products with high sodium per serving, especially when several servings are used at once. Even foods that seem healthy can add up quickly if sodium content is ignored. Many people are surprised to discover that meals prepared this way taste just as good, if not better. The body also responds differently, with less bloating and a lighter feeling after eating. Flavor can be bold and enjoyable without relying on salt. And there's one more twist. Even if sodium is low, your cooking temperature can still create compounds that work against your kidneys. The same chicken can be healing or harmful, depending on how hard you cook it. Cooking temperature is an overlooked factor in kidney-friendly eating. When protein is exposed to very high heat or heavy charring, it can form harmful byproducts. These substances are not toxins in the dramatic sense, but they do increase the amount of work your body must do to neutralize and remove them. The kidneys are part of that process. When these byproducts are created often, they add to inflammation and slow down normal filtration efficiency. This does not mean cooking protein is dangerous. It means how you cook matters. Gentle, moderate heat allows protein to stay easier to digest and reduces the formation of unwanted compounds. Baking, poaching, simmering, or lightly pan cooking at controlled temperatures keeps meals supportive instead of stressful. Shorter grilling times at medium heat can also work when charring is avoided. When you combine proper cooking with the right protein choices, the results add up. A simple weekly rotation makes this easy and repeatable. Egg whites work well 2 to 3 times per week, especially for breakfast or light meals. White fish fits well 2 to 3 times per week as a lighter lunch or dinner option. Skinless chicken breast can be used 3 to 4 times per week, depending on activity level and personal goals. Rotating proteins prevents overload and keeps digestion steady. For tomorrow, the steps are simple. Choose one lean protein. Cook it gently. Skip bottled sauces and heavy seasoning. Add vegetables that support hydration and digestion. Keep portions reasonable. These small choices reduce kidney strain without requiring extreme changes. It is important to note that protein needs are not identical for everyone. People with advanced kidney disease should work with a medical professional to determine appropriate intake. For others, moderate protein from clean sources usually supports overall balance when paired with proper preparation. When these principles are followed consistently, many people notice clear benefits. Morning puffiness decreases. Energy feels more stable. The body feels lighter, clearer, and less burdened after meals. Supporting the kidneys does not require complicated rules, just better choices made repeatedly. Next, I'll show you the 3 vegetables that pair with these proteins to boost kidney-friendly hydration, and the 1 vegetable mistake that worsens bloating overnight.